Tonight on The Edge, more storms in the forecast. Plus,
tonight on The Edge, Hooters and family-friendly in the same sentence. Yep, it's a thing.
Something smells fishy along the Rouge River.
I mean, you could smell it coming across the bridge.
What is behind this pile of dead fish, and just how often is this happening?
Donald Trump believes he has a job to do, but I also have a job to do.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel is going to the courts to take on President Trump. Those stories and more right now.
This is The Edge.
The Edge at 11 starts now.
A shootout at a Shell gas station is a developing story tonight in Southfield. Police were called to the gas station at Greenfield and 10 Mile just before 7:30. We've learned that a customer and a clerk got into a verbal argument that escalated into gunfire. Even though both fired weapons, no one was hit. Both taken into custody.
Also tonight, after a cold day, temperatures are going up on Wednesday.
Yeah, but that comes with an increased chance of severe weather, and Captain Rich Luterman is watching the radar for us.
Taryn and Ruth, you can see the storm system we're talking about. It's centered over Nebraska right now. There are some big storms close to Omaha, still west of St. Louis. For us, clouds are thickening. There could be a few flurries in the northern suburbs a little later on tonight, but the bullseye for the overnight period is for Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. For us, that bullseye is tomorrow evening. Today's high 43 degrees. We did have sun to start the day, but then we had clouds rolled in this afternoon. It is chilly out there. A lot of us in the low to mid 30s. There's that breeze from the east. A lot of blue on the map. 32 Mount Pleasant, 25 up there in Mackinac Island, 37 in Lansing. Watch that next storm system. There it is. And then it goes into the western Great Lakes tomorrow evening. I'm going to stop the animation at 11 o'clock. So this is in about 24 hours. You can see big storms from Detroit down into western Ohio and southern Indiana, and some of that action will clip us. The main threat tomorrow evening is going to be strong, gusty winds, and then we'll have some quiet weather for Thursday and for Friday. Believe it or not, winter weather advisories for the northern thumb, for Saginaw, Cadillac, Traverse City, Alpena. So if your travel plans early tomorrow morning take you north, you may run into a bit of wintry weather. There's that bullseye for severe weather, mainly tomorrow evening. We are included in it, and also we have flood watches that'll go into effect Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. Could be 1 to 2 inches of rain with those storms. So the main threat, damaging wind gusts for the rest of tonight. Perhaps some flurries in the northern suburbs. We're down to 35. Tomorrow, clouds will thicken. We'll have rising temperatures. A couple of thunder showers will come and go, but the strong activity is tomorrow evening. Notice Friday. That's the Tigers' home opener. 56 with dry weather. More rain chances Friday night into Saturday. And remember, always get the latest forecast. It's on the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free right now or anytime in the App Store or in Google Play. Roop.
All right. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Another legal loss for the mother of the Oxford High School killer. As Jennifer Crumbley attempts to get a new trial, a judge has denied her request to remove Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald from her case. Judge Cheryl Matthews says she doesn't have jurisdiction to rule on the motion. Crumbley's attorney claimed McDonald crossed multiple ethical and legal lines in handling the prosecution. Crumbley is currently appealing that conviction. She's serving a 10 to 15-year prison sentence for involuntary manslaughter.
This is a tragic case, and it's almost out of a horror fiction novel.
Two local law firms teaming up to fight for justice in the death of a 3-year-old boy. Chase Allen of Detroit was found dead in a broken freezer in the basement of his family's home back in 2022. Last year, his mother was given a sentence of 35 to 60 years behind bars for second-degree murder. Now both law firms are going after the Child Protective Service workers who handled Chase's case. They claim 13 employees repeatedly failed to protect the child from abuse despite documented evidence. The lawsuit includes claims for violation of civil rights, state-created danger, gross negligence, and wrongful death.
Well, it's a restaurant chain known for its wings and many other things, but Hooters is now looking for rebranding to fit in with this modern-day world.
I think you could say Hooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the announcement comes as the business files for bankruptcy. Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack is in Taylor, where Hooters is hoping for a lift in sales.
Hooters is going from an R rating to PG-13. It's all part of a new rebranding strategy to make it more family friendly. The company's CEO is calling it a Re-Hooterization.
The real game changer? Yeah.
that was us. Hooters, known for their wings, cold beer, endless TVs, and, a couple of other things.
More than just a job, and we're not waitresses. We actually get involved in our community.
Those orange shorty shorts and plunging white tees have put the pop in pop culture since they opened in 1983.
Hi, welcome to Hooters.
Kind of a restaurant that attracts a certain demographic.
Duh, and the demo has always been men. It worked until it didn't. The company now facing bankruptcy, but they're not totally deflated. The company's CEO drummed up a plan to push up sagging sales, which means this testosterone-rich environment is going to be getting a bit more family-friendly. The first thing to go, bikini days. That's where the Hooters girls would trade in their uniforms for even less. The topic sparking heated debate here on Fox 2.
If you're going to do Hooters, okay, you should dive in more.
Yeah.
More bikini nights.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If you're going to redo Hooters, do more bikini nights.
Yeah.
Hotter women.
It's a solid point, Ryan Armani. If it feels like a Denny's, will they lose their regulars?
They feel special, I'm sure, when they go into the restaurant. They probably have a relationship with the waitstaff.
Branding experts say it's difficult with a double D to now all of a sudden get moms and kids through the door. It's in the name, Hooters. Do you have to change the name?
I would strongly recommend that they would change their name. Particularly, again, they're trying to become a family-friendly restaurant.
At least the owl looks friendly. It's a cartoon owl, so there's that, I guess, at least.
Maybe.
Another proposed change is for the Hooters girls to greet women first to make them feel more comfortable. Let's hope for the employees at the 420 locations left that this rebranding isn't a huge bust. Reporting in Taylor, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Well, something stinks in the River Rouge. Spoiler alert, it's the fish.
You can see it right there. Experts tell us it's actually an annual phenomenon known as winter fish kill. But as Fox 2's Dave Spencer tells us, that doesn't make the sight of them any less startling.
It seems like it happens once a year around here.
The few who live along this section of the Rouge River knew exactly why Fox 2 was poking around.
I do my power walk down through here every morning. You smell it coming off the water.
And it didn't take long for us to confirm what they already knew. Here at the 4th Street Bridge Park, you could smell it before you could see it. The unmistakable scent of rotten and decaying fish. And we're not talking about just one or even a dozen, more like hundreds of fish that have washed ashore here along the Rouge River. It got the attention of a person who was just passing by on his way home from work, so much so that he had to pull over and see it for himself.
And I looked over and just I thought it was leaves, and pulled in and seen that it was just a mountain of dead fish.
An annual sight, we're told.
Now you see them down there dying. It's still people down there fishing.
According to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, the likely cause of this mass death is a phenomenon known as the winter fish kill, when the fish that have died in the winter surface after all the ice has melted. A startling sight, especially when it happens so close to the Marathon gas refinery.
I thought it was an environmental disaster.
According to the DNR, typically the fish will suffocate from a lack of dissolved oxygen from decaying plants and dead aquatic animals under the ice. Even though the scale of dead fish may appear staggering, the annual cycle has little impact on the long-term health of the fish population. As for the removal, we're told they simply let nature take its course. And neighbors tell me they simply live with the foul scent for about a week or so. In Detroit, Dave Spencer, on the Edge.
Well, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel and President Donald Trump aren't seeing eye to eye when it comes to his executive orders.
And now other state lawmakers are joining this fight, discussing legal strategies they could take against the Trump administration. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has more from tonight's town hall.
How did a convicted felon who was twice impeached in the first time?
Pithy politics in Plymouth.
If we want to bitch about Trump and his pen issue, go back to Bob and start with us.
An audience with liberal and conservative political opinions at one in a series of town halls hosted by Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. She discussed why she is suing the Trump administration over what her office calls unlawful presidential executive orders that have led to scores of cuts in federal funding and staffing for programs aimed at benefiting Michiganders, including almost $380 million in canceled health care grants.
Donald Trump believes he has a job to do, but I also have a job to do, and I swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution.
The AG also weighing in on a brand new round of cuts to the Federal Health and Human Services Department.
There are entire units of that agency they're just been decimating, including those that manage things like infectious diseases in the country.
In all, Nessel says she's filed 7 total lawsuits. I asked her about the next steps.
Will these lawsuits bring back some of that money, recoup some of that money that's been lost?
Yeah, that's the hope, and that's already happened, right? So even in our second lawsuit involving the Office of Management and Budget, I mean, we're talking about billions of dollars in funding that, you know, was supposed to come and was properly appropriated by Congress to come from the federal government here to the state of Michigan, and all kinds of incredibly important programs, and they were cut off all at once, and the courts very quickly said that was illegal to do that.
Meantime, the White House has maintained that they will follow court decisions, but will also appeal wherever they feel necessary. In Plymouth, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
A tragic story tonight from Commerce Township, where an elderly woman died in a house fire.
Firefighters were challenged as they really encountered a heavy hoarding situation on the inside. The call was made around 9 o'clock last night from Farron Street on Union Lake. Now, firefighters managed to find the woman inside and transport her to the hospital, but unfortunately, she didn't make it. Due to the hoarding situation, all the firefighters were ordered back outside to fight the fire. We're told they were back at the home today because of flare-ups.
Is there more in there?
Yes, yes, yes!
Stay low, honey, stay low. Get her out.
Tense moments caught on camera as Farmington Hills police officers crawl through a burning home to save 8 people who were trapped inside. This happened on 10 Mile near Middle Belt around 5 Tuesday morning. When officers learned someone was trapped inside, we're told they went in without any special breathing equipment, risking their lives to save others.
Situation where 90 more seconds, maybe they're all dead. If they did not kick the door and take those 2 minutes in there and start digging through and start pulling them out, there's no doubt, like there's no way for them, the people inside, to know how to get out of that. Every one of them wasn't asking questions about themselves. They were asking what was going on with the family, like did they make it?
The people pulled from that home range in age from 5 months to 27 years old. We're told 3 are critical, but all the children are expected to be okay. As for the 4 officers who saved them, they're being treated for smoke inhalation. 3 of them are still on ventilators. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Got on my knees, right? Crawl.
You crawled in there?
Crawl.
With the flames?
Yeah, with the flames. I'm crawling on the ground. If I stood, the smoke was still all around me and everything, you feel me?
That 28-year-old being called a hero tonight after he went into a burning home in Detroit Tuesday morning to save his neighbor. This happened on Artesian Street around 7 a.m. Firefighters were on their way to the scene when Devontae Lee Harden sprung into action.
Moments later, he just came out carrying her. You know, I pushed her, he gave her mouth to mouth, and she came back. She was responding. She knew exactly who he was. They either told us if we didn't do the CPR, she would have been gone.
Do you think you're a hero?
I ain't say I'm a hero, but I had superpowers or something. You feel me? I ain't gonna say I'm a hero. I had superpowers though when it happened, when I went in there.
Well, it takes some pretty extraordinary powers to do what you did with that courage. Pretty cool. That neighbor, known as Miss Joan, was taken to the hospital. She is expected to be okay. Detroit firefighters who got there on the scene within minutes went in and rescued a dog from that house. No word tonight on the cause of the fire.
We have now learned what caused an apartment building to explode on Detroit's west side. DFD investigators determined there was a gas leak on the first floor of the building on Littlefield and Schoolcraft. That happened early Monday morning. The source of that leak still unclear. The explosion caused 12 residents to be displaced. A pregnant woman, a man with severe burns, and a 3-year-old girl are still in the hospital. Meanwhile, the city hopes to have the debris from the demolition cleared by Thursday.